Syria, located in the heart of the Middle East, has been at the center of a devastating conflict for over a decade. What began as peaceful protests in 2011 escalated into one of the most complex and tragic wars in modern history. The roots of the conflict can be traced back to the Arab Spring in 2011, when protests erupted across the region. In Syria, citizens demanded more political freedom and an end to corruption under President Bashar al-Assad's regime. However, the government's violent response to these demands led to widespread unrest. By mid-2011, the situation escalated into an armed uprising. What started as a civil movement quickly turned into a brutal civil war as rebel groups began to challenge Assad's rule. This conflict was no longer just about controlling the country, but about shaping Syria's future. The war soon became a battleground for international powers, with the Assad regime receiving backing from Russia and Iran, while the opposition was supported by the United States and its allies. Amidst this, the rise of ISIS in 2013 added another layer of complexity. ISIS seized vast territories, spreading fear and chaos throughout Syria and Iraq. The international powers involved included Russia, whose military intervention in 2015 helped shift the balance of power in favor of Assad, and the U.S., which supported Kurdish forces and other opposition groups. This geopolitical struggle resulted in airstrikes, sieges, and ground battles that decimated entire cities, leaving them in ruins. The human cost of this war has been catastrophic. Over 500,000 people have lost their lives, and millions have been injured. More than half of Syria's population has been displaced, seeking refuge in neighboring countries like Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan, or making perilous journeys to Europe. Hospitals, schools, and vital infrastructure have been destroyed, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis. As of today, while the intensity of the fighting has decreased in some areas, Syria remains deeply fractured. President Assad has regained control over most of the country, but regions like Idlib in the northwest remain under rebel control, with Turkish forces involved. The northeastern part of Syria continues to face threats from Turkey, while Kurdish forces fight to maintain their autonomy. Despite efforts for peace through negotiations, like the Geneva talks, no lasting resolution has been achieved, and the road to stability seems uncertain. International involvement has not led to a clear path forward, as competing interests complicate the situation. Looking ahead, the future of Syria is uncertain. The war has left the country fractured, with political, social, and economic divisions that will take years, if not decades, to heal. Rebuilding Syria will require significant international aid, but trust in the government and foreign intervention is at an all-time low. The return of refugees, the fate of opposition groups, and regional autonomy will all play crucial roles in shaping the country's future. Ultimately, lasting peace will depend on political reconciliation, economic recovery, and the restoration of hope among the Syrian people. It is clear that the road to recovery will be long, but the world must not forget the lessons learned from Syria's suffering. The ongoing conflict remains a painful reminder of the cost of war and the need for global cooperation to bring about peace.